Good afternoon, everyone. I'm CA Neetu Khandelwal, the moderator of this webinar. Today, I'm delighted to welcome all of you for this webinar, which is being organized by the Continuing Professional Educational Committee of ICI. Please block your calendar for CPRs, which is to be happening on Wednesdays and Fridays. Now, it's my pleasure to being a moderator on the webinar for today's topic, Demystifying MSME Subsidies and Drafting Replies about the notices and appeals under GST. In a short while, we will start our webinar. First, I would like to know something about our CP committee. In today's ever-changing professional scenario worldwide, the biggest challenge which we professionals face is how to stay upgraded on the top of their game while adopting the new requirements and norms. Now it is imperative to aim to be at the date of the offer unique guidance, influence others with innovative approaches and techniques and expertise also. It is also vital to stretch our old ideas and beyond the traditional to think about beyond the traditional boundaries and create the new perspectives. In this context, continuing professional education facilitates professionalism to maintain, improve, and broaden their knowledge, skills, and expertise required to achieve the professional expertise and goals through webinars and seminars, etc. The program for this evening is as follows. Now we have two sessions. 1 hour for each topic. First session is about MSME subsidies demystified. Second is how to draft replies and appeals under GST. Now I would like to welcome our today's faculty for the first session, who is Ms. C.A. Praveena Oswal. I would like to introduce Mrs. Praveena Oswal. She is CA with over 21 years of diversified professional experience, specializing in direct and indirect taxation, project consultancy, and municipal financial reforms. She has been instrumental in offering advisory and audit services to the numerous financial institutions, municipal councils, and MSMEs. Her work extends to the government impaneled financial system reforms, particularly in implementing National Municipal Accounts Manual, which is known as NMM, and has led the projects in digital audits and core banking transitions across the public sector banks. She is certified in public finance government accounting as an MSME advisory, a certificate in concurrent audit, and as an analytic practitioner. She has delivered numerous sessions and guest lecture on the topics such as entrepreneurship and startups, career development in the digital era, work-life balance and financial literacy, usage of Excel in household budgeting, startup versus regular business, work-life balance, Excel for home budgeting, and career skills for the digital era. I would like to welcome you, ma'am, for your session, and now we would like to over to you for your session. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much, CP committee, for giving me this opportunity. MSME is a very important sector for which government is providing a substantial amount in the budget, giving importance and providing various schemes. And even chartered accountant has a good future who are practicing in these schemes, because if you provide support to the MSME or businesses for getting subsidy or for their business growth, they are happily pay you the fees. So it is a very important sector for a chartered accountant to practice in. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So MSME contributes 30% of India's GDP. It is such a big number. They account for 45% of manufacturing output and 40% of exports. And there are 6.6 crore of MSME as of July 25. So it is a big number. Though the number-wise the businesses are more, they are providing good employment opportunity also. So it is a solution for the India's problem of employment also. As our population is ever growing, we are not able to give the employment, and now in the era of AI, the jobs are reducing. So self-employment is the only resource available, and for self-employment funds are required, and for funds government is providing various schemes. Today we see two schemes in details. These schemes are available for a chartered accountant also. This is one of the good thing, because as a new chartered accountant, you can take the benefit of this scheme and start your own businesses. As we are service providers, so we can take the benefit of the subsidies. So let's start with the definition of the MSME. MSME stands for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. In accordance with MSME Act 2006, the enterprise are classified into two divisions. Manufacturing enterprise, that is engaged in manufacturing or production of goods in any industry, and service enterprise, engaged in providing or rendering services. Trading is also included in service enterprises. So, MSME are known for reasonable assistance for improved access to domestic as well as export market. As we are a global village now, MSMEs not only provide services and goods to the Indian but all over world. And the knowledge is available all over on the internet. Various YouTube videos are available, various information available on ChatGPT, which explains the process in detail. So information is available, and today's youth is very familiar with using this information. He is expert in using this information. He is very visionary. He is very active in using this information and making new ventures. So number of MSMEs are increasing. The second reason of increase in number of MSMEs is also that there is a very less employment opportunities, and government is promoting businesses by giving various assistance in the form of subsidy, in the form of knowledge, because the various government organizations, DICs, District Industrial Center, etc., organizes various programs. Or even government promotes training programs for the various small-scale businesses. So youth use this opportunity, use these training programs to start their own businesses. MSME supports for the product development, design innovation, intervention and packaging element of the business. It supports upgrading of the technology, infrastructure and the modernization of this sector as a whole. As I said, the information about the technology, information about the upcoming market, information about the product, backward and forward linkage, all these information is available easily. So as the accessibility of the information is plenty, and there are various support is provided by the government as well as private sector, this sector is booming. It provides employment opportunities. As I said, big companies use technology, big machines now are more computerized. They use the technology more, but in small businesses, use of human resources still more. And in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, there are plenty of employment opportunities in small sectors, because the employer or the owner is not well conversant with all the technicalities of the businesses. So he definitely require persons with all these skills for his business growth. Banks also aggressively provide supports to these sectors, small and medium, micro, small and medium enterprises. The definition is revised in 2020. Now for micro enterprise, the investment and plant machinery should be less than 5 crore. The annual turnover should be less than 5 crore. So it is a combined. Investment should be less than 1 crore and turnover should be less than 5 crore. Then only you are micro enterprise. For small enterprises, the investment should be less than 10 crore and annual turnover should be less than 50 crore. And for medium enterprises, investment should be less than 50 crore and annual turnover should be less than 250 crore. So, to fit in a particular category, they should fulfill both the criteria. If any one criteria is violated, it will shift to the another category. And previously, for manufacturing and service sector, this categorization, there is a difference in categorization, but after the revision in 2020, for manufacturing and service sector, for both the criteria is the same. To recognized as a MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises, you must register under as a Udyam. The udyamregistration.gov.in is a government website and this process is very user friendly. In just half an hour, you register yourself as a MSME. And for taking any benefit of MSME, you must be registered under, you must have Udyam registration number. So, it is a very easy process. For that purpose. You must have your Aadhaar number. You will be given a Udyam registration number which you should be quoting while applying for any government schemes. The certificate is issued which is contain the barcode. By scanning that barcode, the information about the organization or MSME unit will be known. And it is not necessary to renew every year. It is just one-time registration. So for various government schemes, you must be registered under Udyam. It is totally free. If you go online, there are various websites which looks like a Udyam registration website or government website, but they are not. As the Udyam registration is totally free, they don't charge any fees. And if any website asks for a fee or online payment, then you should understand that it is not the government official website. Let's look how big is the MSME industry in India. This is the official screenshot from the official website of MSME. So total MSME registered, as I said, if you are registered under Udyam, then only you are MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises. So till that total registration are 6,62 lakhs. And out of which micro units are 6,57 lakhs. Small units are 4,77,000 and medium is 35,000 only, as the criteria is to increased. Then the institute or the business led by male are 3,97 lakhs and female are 2,62 lakhs and other are 2,48,000. Also, there are various benefit for SC, ST and OBC categories. So, for SC category, total businesses registered are 69,66,000. For ST, 22,46,000. OBC, it is 2,07 lakhs. And for Divyang, it is 5,77,000. Then manufacturing sector, it is 1,39,000, 1,39 lakhs. Service, it is 2,32 lakhs. And for trading, 2,29 lakhs. Before, for various government subsidy scheme, trading units are not eligible. But when they open the window for trading units, the number of trading units registered under Udyam are increased tremendously. And these 6,62 lakhs unit give employment to 28,72 lakhs people. Such a big number. Uh, so that's why now you understand that as for every crore spent, the for 6 crore 62 lakhs number unit, the employment is 28 crore 62 lakhs. It means for every organizations give employment to 4 to 5 people. And that's why government is supporting these units by giving various subsidies, various schemes, and various support like training support, etc. The credit and financial support is provided through CGTMSA, which we'll be seeing in detail. So total guarantee is provided to 1 crore 20 lakhs units, which amounts to 10 lakhs 26,000 crore rupees. And the various other funds and schemes are also there, which provides financial and credit supports. And one of the biggest scheme under which the maximum subsidy is provided is PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, under which number of projects are 5,34,000 and total amount is 54,230 crore. And this number is increasing. We will see this scheme in detail. So PMEGP, total number of projects 5,34,000, total amount is 54,213 crore. These are bank loans sanctioned to these units, and when after sanctioning bank loan, they claim for margin money, and margin money is distributed to total number of 3,56,000 units, and total amount is 11,594 crore. And estimated employment is 28 lakhs, almost 5 to 6 times, 5 to 6 employees per unit registered. Same like Vishwakarma Yojana is started by government to provide skills to the government. You know that in ancient India there are various skills, like there are cobbler, there is kumbhar who make the wooden, who make pot, or there are tailor. There are various craftsmen, and to support this craftsmen, PM Vishwakarma Yojana is launched to provide them skills, to provide them training regarding their skills, training regarding their businesses, etc. And PM Vishwa, under this Yojana, this is a new scheme, though 29,97,000 units are registered under this scheme. Out of that, 26 lakh skill verification completed, basic training completed for 22,58,000 beneficiaries. Loan is approved to 4,62,000 persons, and so such a big number. Let's see Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, in detail. It is launched in 2008. And it is credit linked subsidy scheme. That is, if you take loan from the bank, then only you will get the benefit of the subsidy. Otherwise, you will not get benefit of this scheme. It is implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commission, KVIC. And the objective is self-employment through micro enterprise in non-farm sector. So, the manufacturing or trading or service industry can only take the benefit of these schemes. Agriculture sector are not benefited from this scheme, as they are having various other schemes for agriculture sector. So who can apply? What is the eligibility? Any individual more than 18 years can apply under scheme. So there is no income ceiling for assistant for setting and project. So there is no limit for either your low earner group or financially weaker sector to take the benefit of the scheme. Anyone who are more than 80 years can apply for this scheme. For setting project costing about 10 lakhs in manufacturing sector, and for in service sector more than 5 lakhs, the individual applying must have passed at least 8th class. So educational qualification is there for the project in manufacturing sector more than 10 lakhs and in service sector more than 5 lakhs. This scheme is available only for new viable projects sanction. So if you are existing businessman, if you are filing return under, if you are return filer, if you are having existing business, then you are not eligible for subsidy under this scheme. Then if they have availed subsidy under any other scheme, then they are not eligible. Like there are PMRY or REGP. These are previous schemes. If you have availed any subsidies in these schemes previously, then you are not eligible. Projects without capital expenditure are not eligible. So for working capital purpose only, this subsidy is not available. They are not eligible for the subsidy under PMEGP. Cost of land is not covered under the project. So only expenditure incurred for the plant and machinery, infrastructure, furniture, etc. is covered under this as a project cost. There are various implementation agencies like KVIC, KVIB, DIC and COA board can process application in both rural as well as urban areas. We will see why there is a differentiation between rural and urban areas in detail. Applicant should possess a valid Aadhaar number because the for Udyam Aadhaar register for claiming benefit of any subsidy, Udyam Aadhaar is must, and for Udyam registration you must have Aadhaar number, and as for Udyam registration you have to put the Aadhaar number, and on the mobile number linked with the Aadhaar OTP goes. So for the registration purpose you must have a valid Aadhaar number. And also applicant should have give consent to authenticate demographic details such as Aadhaar number, name, gender, date of birth, mobile number for UIDAI server. As I said, the OTPs go to the Aadhaar link mobile number, and this information available with the Aadhaar is fetched by the government department. So up to which project cost you can apply the subsidy? It is not unlimited. For manufacturing cost up to the project of 50 lakhs, you can apply under this scheme, and for service sector the limit is 20 lakhs. Beneficiary contribution for urban area is 10%, and for rural areas it is 5%. And for general special category, SC, ST, women, minorities, etc. For urban areas, contribution is 5%. And for subsidy for general category it is 15 to 25%, and for special category it is 25 to 35%. So for women it is 35%, for rural area it is 35%. This is the maximum subsidy available for any scheme from the Government of India. So subsidies maximum up to 35% of the project cost. The loan is collateral free. So the bank or any financial institution should not ask about any collateral security for these schemes. So the rate of subsidy is for general category. It is for urban area, general category 15%, for rural area it is 25%, and own fund is 10%. And for special categories like women, SC, ST, ex-servicemen for urban, subsidy is 25%, and for rural it is 35%, and own fund are 5%. It is 15th Finance Commission. The budget for the scheme is 13,554 crore, and the target was 4 lakhs projects. Till 23-24, 5.1 lakh applications were there and 1.6 lakhs projects were sanctioned. And till that, in 24-25, 3.4, in 24-25, the data available on the website, 3.4 lakhs applications are there under these schemes and 1.8 lakhs were sanctioned. So this is from the dashboard of PMEGP website. So you can see the transparency the government is having. The data is updated till 30th June. You can see it is real time updated, how much applications were there, how much applications received, how much sanctioned and forwarded to banks. Out of that, how much applications were sanctioned by bank, out of applications sanctioned, for how much margin monies, how much units claim the margin money, and for how much units margin money is released. You can see the number is increasing year by year. So the application is very easy. It is online. You have to first check your eligibility, that you are more than 18 years old, you are applying for the first time, you are not existing businessman. Then you have to validate or authenticate your Aadhaar details online. Then user ID and password is generated, which is sent to your registered mobile number and registered email ID. Then you can log into PMEGP portal for further details. Upload the required documents. We will see the list of the required document. You have to complete the Udyam registration separately, because Udyam registration website is separate. So, excuse me. Before applying for these schemes, you have to complete your, you should have your Udyam registration. Then there is an option that have you attended the 15-day entrepreneurship training, because everyone is not MBA or having graduate from the business school. So he must have basic knowledge about the business. For that purpose, 15-day EDP training is provided by, EDP training is compulsory, and it is provided by various institutions tied up with the government organizations. They provide these free training to you, in which training regarding the various businesses, process, marketing, product knowledge, finance knowledge, or the accounts knowledge, various credit facilities available, various taxation laws, taxation applicable to the business. All this information is given in the entrepreneurship development program by the government. And you should complete this program. This program is available either online or offline. In different states, different options are available. In some state, you must attend it offline. 15 days you must attend from 10 to 6. And after completion of the training, you are provided with the EDP certification. Then you have to fill the various information and verify the details. And after final submission, the department will scrutinize your application, check your eligibility, check your project report, check the viability of the project, and then it is sanctioned. Yes. And while making application, you have to give option for which bank you want to apply, because these applications are forwarded by DIC to the bank you chosen. So which bank you want to apply, you have to give two options. After screening the application, your application is forwarded by DIC center to the bank, and then bank again scrutinize all the call for the documents, scrutinize all the document, check viability of the project, check your credibility, then only it will sanction the loan. The loan is not given directly to you. You have to give the quotation. You have to give the details from whom you are purchasing the infrastructure, plant and machinery, furniture, computers, etc., tools, etc. You have to give all the details. Bank will make payment directly to these vendors after the receipt of machinery, after successful implementation of the machinery, after successful commissioning of the project, the bank will submit the report to the DIC. The person from the DIC or KVIC will visit your unit, check whether you are operating as per the project report submission as the details submitted by you. And after the checking, they will sanction the subsidy and subsidy will be released. Subsidy will be not directly credited to your bank account. It will be kept in separate fixed deposit. It has lock-in period of 3 years. The applicant track the status of the application till the final disbursement and adjustment of the margin money. So after your submission, you can check whether the submission, your application is sanctioned by the DIC, District Industrial Center, whether it is forwarded to the bank, and whether bank has sanctioned the loan, whether bank has applied for the subsidy to DIC Center, whether DIC Center has sanctioned subsidy, whether DIC Center had disbursed subsidy. All this information is available online portal. You have to check periodically this portal and get the information. So this is the website of PMEGP, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. You can see the user interface is very good. Everything is properly displayed. There is FAQ. There is FAQ also below the at the end of the screen. So there is a separate login for register application for existing units and agency login for banks also. This is very user friendly. User interface is very good. Okay. Government is providing assistance by providing ready-made project report to you. As for making application, you have to prepare the project report. Project report is like giving total details about what is the means of finance, how you are going to procure the things for your unit, whom you are providing the services, what will be working capital requirement, how much employment is generated, as the purpose of giving subsidy to this unit is employment generation also. So how much employment is generated by this unit, etc. All these things are detailedly mentioned in the project report. The 1052 ready-made project reports are available on the website of PMEGP. And if your project is not there in 1052 project report, then there is an Excel sheet also in which you have to just put the detailed information. After putting the detailed information, your project report is ready to print. You have to just print it out, make the signature and upload it on the website. So, are there any question on PMEGP?
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I just want to inform that at present we have 510 members attending our meeting.
Okay.
And I just want to know, ma'am, is this subsidy, PSI subsidies and all, is this taxable under Income Tax Act?
No, this is capital subsidy and it is not taxable under Income Tax Act.
Okay, okay. And how many days it will take to process such kind of subsidies and loan?
Okay, my experience is in Satara district. They are having meeting in every month. So yes, maybe at the beginning of the month or end of the month, there is meeting in every month, and in that month, the whatever applications they have received till the date of the meeting, they will process. The process is very fast. So around 25 to 30 days, the project is sanctioned by the DIC center and forwarded to the bank. Then bank will take its own time to process. So you yourself has given two options for the bank. So, and you can choose, you can see on the website which bank they have forwarded. So you can contact to the bank that my project is sanctioned by DIC center and please approve my loan. So bank will follow its own processes decided or guidelines given by RBI. So it is like general loan sanction. They will you have to fill the loan application form. You have to give all the documents like your KYC documents and your business related documents, your project report, quotations, etc. All the information you have to give. Bank will visit the premises, check the viability of the project, and then sanction the loan. So around it is 30 to 60 days will take to sanction the project and disburse the loan.
Okay. And generally, how this benefit will practically implemented through banks?
Yes.
If the project is sanctioned by DIC, then how to reach the banks?
Yeah, the project is sanctioned by DIC, and then DIC forward the project or this sanctioned MSME list to the bank. As you have to, while making application, you yourself has given the preferred bank name. So if you have given the name of the SBI or Bank of Maharashtra or Punjab National Bank, then the DIC will forward the details that the application of this person, like if I have applied, the application of Praveena Oswal is sanctioned under PMEGP. Please, as per RBI's guideline, process the loan application and sanction the loan and follow the procedures. So, whatever bank I have chosen, the bank official will call me, or I have myself contact to the bank that I have applied for the loan under PMEGP. This is my project report. You have already uploaded project report to PMEGP website. You have to submit that project report to the bank also, and give all the information like the KYC documents and the quotations, etc. Whatever the information bank generally required for the loan processing, bank will demand that document from you. And then bank go through the document, check the viability, visit your location and sanction the loan.
Okay. So the bank have right to reject that sanctioned project also.
Yes, bank can reject if the project is not viable, or if the information you have submitted while giving the project is not correct, then bank can reject the loan. Also, bank can also reject the loan. It happens many times. Or in other case also, there are number of limits in every bank. How much projects bank can do under government scheme. So if for any branch it is 15 projects under BMEGP and already 15 projects are sanctioned, then bank will not accept any further application.
Okay.
So it is beneficial that you apply at the start of the year, or many times it happened that you have good rapport with the bank manager. Many times in some of the banks, the quota is not fulfilled. So they suggest that if there is any loan or applicant under this scheme, you can sanction and you will get the benefit. Even I have the experience that the DIC general manager is very helpful. He himself suggested that these are schemes available and beneficial to the businesses. Please take benefit of the schemes because they have target from the government that you have to they have budget. They have to.
Yes. Okay. So the only MSME certificate is required, or anything else like startup registration and any other kind of things?
It depends for which. For PMEGP, Udyam registration is sufficient. If you are applying under Startup India, then DPIIT registration is mandatory.
Can bank demand for that? If the project is approved by DIC, then can any bank demand for that?
No.
That you need to say yourself.
No. For PMEGP, only Udyam registration is mandatory. Not any other registration is compulsory. Yes, but if yours is food business, then food license is important. If your business is anything which requires certification from the Pollution Control Board, then bank can demand that. So you have to comply with all other laws applicable to your businesses.
Okay.
And these things are not verified by the DIC Center or PMEGP website. These will be verified by the bank.
By the banks only.
Yes. Okay. So they have their own guidelines for loan sanction, and so they will check these guidelines, and you have to fulfill all these things. Because if you are hotel industry or related food industry, then food license is a must.
Okay. And what about
they ask for the if you are doing business in the rented premises, then bank may ask for the rent agreement. Registered rent agreement bank may ask, because
yes, ma'am. Please continue. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So bank has its own guidelines for loan sanction, and bank check whether the business is genuine and it can run in long run. Run in long term. Bank will check that.
Okay.
Yes.
So if it is like that bank DIC has approved the project for a capital subsidy as well as for interest subsidy, then how to treat that interest amount? It is to be treated as exempt income, or it will go at any other side of P&L?
Okay. For PMEGP, if any other subsidy is there, then PMEGP subsidy will not be sanctioned. So interest subsidy is for other sectors. And it is from, it is PMEGP is completely capital subsidy.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session.
No, actually, I have to go with another scheme also, CGT MSc. Just add important scheme PMEGP, and not many CAs are aware. Even CA can apply under this scheme for the loan. Fresh CAs, if they want to start their office,
yes,
they can
also go with that.
Yes, they can for the furniture and computers, because this is the around 5-6 lakhs cost is there. So if it is 25-35% subsidy, then
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So the online information is available, so they can go through. The another important is not the scheme I want to cover is not the subsidy scheme, but it is CGT MSc. That is for loan. Nowadays, for every business, loan requirement is there, and for loan, bank asks for a security, collateral security. And for many small businesses or new businesses, collateral security is not there, or they are not able to give collateral security, and if they are not able to give, then loan are not sanctioned, so they cannot start their business. So CGT MSc is very good scheme for that purpose. Okay, so as I said, it is not a subsidy, but it is a collateral free loan, and it is very beneficial for you and for your clients to start any business. And there is no need that it is new business. For existing business also, when you apply for the loan, you can get the benefit under the scheme. So this scheme is launched in the 2000, initially for the 25 years. Let's see what happened. Definitely government will continue these schemes because many units are taking benefit of these schemes. So new existing micro and small, yes, and this scheme is applicable only to micro and small enterprises, not for medium enterprises. For medium enterprises, they have compulsory give collateral. Without that, bank will not sanction the loan. But for micro and small under CGT MSA, they get collateral fee loan. And yes, CGT MSc, this scheme is not applicable to education, agriculture, self-help group, etc. So loan coverage, yes, 100% coverage is not there. For up to 5 lakhs, it is 85% for micro enterprises, and up to 50 lakhs, 75% for general category and 80% for women. So this is guarantee coverage. That is, if 10 lakh loan is sanctioned, then 75% will be covered under CGT MSME. And that is in case the loan become NPA and you are not eligible to repay the loan, then bank can recover 75% of the loan amount from the CGT MAT trust fund. And if the women businessman or entrepreneur is there, it is 80%. And for 50 lakhs to 5 crore, the guarantee coverage is around 50% to 75%. So it is not 100% given. Otherwise, any bank will not check any document and just distribute the loan, and all loan become non-performing, and then they will claim the loan amount from the credit guarantee fund. So they have decided that only this much of loan amount will be covered under CGT MSc. So the maximum guarantee, this is for bank purpose, that up to 5 lakhs, 4.25 till 4.25 lakhs amount, the guarantee is given by Credit Guarantee Corporation. And for general category, it is 75%, for women 80%. So bank feels secured and safe to give loan to small businesses. As they are not having sufficient collateral, these loans will be covered under CGTMSE. And it is not free. The businessman have to pay fees. That is called guarantee fee. It is one-time fee at the time of sanction, 1% of the loan for general category, 0.75% for Northern East Area or SC/ST and women. And for small loan up to 5 lakhs, it is 0.5%. This is at the time of the sanction of the loan. And then there is an annual service fee, 0.75% for general category and 0.50% for special category. So for 10 lakhs of loan, if it is sanctioned under CGT MSE, it is 10,000 fees you have to pay as a guarantee fee. So many businessmen think of that they took the loan under Mudra loan or PMEGP. You don't have to pay these fees because PMEGP, under PMEGP, these fees are governed by subsidy amount. So the businessman has not to pay these fees. So the benefit for the borrower is they can get loan up to 5 crore collateral fee by just paying little fees. So entrepreneurs are supported, feel very much supported. If their business is required more funds. And it is covered, the amount of working capital and term loan both are covered under CGT MSE. And for lenders feel secured and safe as the risk is shared with the government. Obviously, they will assess the loan documents, the project report and everything. And then also if due to some problems, the businesses cannot perform well, they can recover the loan amount, default amount from the government. So the lenders feel safe. Application is unlike PMEGP. For PMEGP, you have to first apply on the website of the government, get the project sanction, and then approach to the bank. Under CGTMSE, you have approached to the bank, submit your loan proposal, bank will sanction your loan, and then bank itself apply to the CGTMSE MSE for the guarantee from Credit Guarantee Corporation. So the bank will make online application under CGTMSE. They will pay the fees, recover the fees from your loan account, and then they will disperse the loan. When default occurs, bank files the claim to Credit Guarantee Corporation. And after thoroughly checking, the Credit Guarantee Corporation not blindly sanction the amount. They will thoroughly check whether the loan is genuinely processed, the borrower was genuine, and he is not the willful defaulter. Then only after NPA confirmation, they will repay 75% of the loan amount to the bank, and 25% will be paid after the recovery process. That is, bank has filed suit on the borrower so that the loan will be, the default will be reflected in the CIBIL score of the borrower or defaulter, and he will not get loan in future from the other banks. So the fee, as we see, fees for the women SC/ST and northern eastern area is less than rest of the India. All process is digital, online process. So no interference of any person, and it is integrated with PMEGP, Mudra, and Stand Up India schemes. So if any person has sanctioned the loan under these schemes, this loan will be guaranteed by the Credit Guarantee Corporation under the CGTMSE scheme. So it is not a subsidy, it is a credit guarantee. It is security for loan. Till 5 crore of the loan, collateral is not required to the given. Fees will be paid by the borrower. In case of subsidies like PMEGP, Startup India, etc., fees will be paid by the government. And this scheme is applicable to only micro and small enterprises, and medium enterprises are not covered. So generally, what mistakes are made while applying for these schemes? The project report is not properly prepared. Market study is not proper. So the applicant is not able to convince bank for the sanction of the loan. So proper study should be made of the businesses you are going to make. You should have proper experience that you could successfully run that business. And there is not 100% coverage, as we say, it is up to 75 to 80%. So these mistakes should be avoided. If the participants want more information about various schemes, then I will suggest one document which they can refer. It is MSME scheme booklet, which is published by MSME. Just a minute, I'll share. MSME Ministry published this booklet every year, which gives detailed information about whatever schemes available for the businesses, for MSME industries, and how they can apply, from what website they can apply. I will share the documents. They can download it from the website. This is very useful for the chartered accountant, and the course offered by the MSME department, MSME committee is also very useful. I have completed that course, and this course gives detailed information about what is the policy of the government, how it is implemented, what is the budget, what problems the government, the applicants are facing. All this is covered under the MSME course offered by the MSME committee, and I recommend that every participant should go through this course. I have done it online. I think it is still online. So this is the document which I am talking about. This is a document by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. This is schemes for 25-26. This is PMEGP scheme, and yes, under PMEGP is only for new businesses, but there is an option that if you upgrade your business, if you want to upgrade your business, then existing business also can get the benefit under the PMEGP scheme. Then CHET-MEC we have seen in, then micro and small enterprises cluster development scheme. This is for the group of businesses coming together and forming a cluster. There is 80% subsidy for this scheme. Then there is a scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional businesses, entrepreneur skill development programs, like various trainings are provided by the government approved institutions. Then assistant for training institutions. Then various procurement and marketing support schemes is there. International cooperation scheme is there. National SCST hub scheme is there. Then Aspire, that is a scheme for promotion of innovation and rural industries and entrepreneurship. Then various scheme Yojana are there under Khadi Gramodyog Vikas. Then PM Vishwakarma is a new scheme launched for the enabling artisans and craftspeople to scale up their enterprises. So various handloom industries gets good benefit from this scheme. Then various other online schemes are available, like MSME champion scheme, that is Z certification, zero defect certification is there. Then innovation, that is incubation, IPR design, etc. Support is provided by the government. So this document contains the various schemes the government is having, and the booklet itself contains what is the objective, what are the key benefits, and for whom it is applicable. Detailed information is given, and the detail of the website is given, how to apply, like the website details where you can get this information. So this booklet is very useful, and you can get this booklet from the msme.gov.in website. So I request every participant to please go through this booklet and inquire about the MSME course offered by the MSME committee. And thank you very much for giving me opportunity. Thank you. Any questions regarding CGT-MSE?
Yes, Fab. We got some questions, and the first thing is this applicable on private banks also, or the banks which is approved by government?
Okay. Yeah.
Like if the project is approved by DIC, then can we go for project sanction to HDFC, ICICI or any other private sector bank?
No. Actually, some of the private banks provide this scheme, like HDFC provide loan sanctioned under PMEGP. So you have to check before applying to the bank. You have to check whether these banks are eligible or approved by the government to give the benefit of PMEGP. Some of the private banks are eligible. Otherwise, nationalized banks all are eligible.
Okay. And generally, on what grounds they can reject our project or reject the approval of DIC? What is the main rejection reasons?
Okay. Bank is not confident about that it is a genuine project. Then otherwise, and it is also your existing account, what transactions you are doing your account, because many members don't do any transaction in their savings account, or they are not having their current account. So you should operate your bank account, and you should file you should have required skill or training for that business.
So, what is the approval criteria? Like when the project is approved by DIC, then should I need to go to the bank, or they will provide a list that you can go with that person, or this kind of bank?
Yeah, they forward while making application, you yourself gave the two options, two name of the bank through which you want to process the application. So the DIC will forward the list to these banks that these applications we received, they prefer your bank name, and these are sanctioned by us. Actually, it is a bank should approach you, but generally bank don't. Yeah. So if you have to check the website of PMB and PMEGP, what is the status, and if it is if you see the status as approved by DIC, then you approach to the bank that we have applied, the DIC has approved, and please process these application.
Okay. Thank you so much. We are very thankful to you, ma'am. Actually, this session is very much helpful for the new practitioners. It gives them a best insight. We are highly thankful to you. Thank you. Now we will move to our second session, which is being about how to draft notices, how to reply about the appeals under GST, and for that we have Dr. C.A. Avinash Poddar with us. Welcome, sir. I would like to introduce Dr. Poddar with you. Dr. Avinash Poddar is an advocate, CA, and has over 25 years of professional experience and a practicing chartered accountant, 17 years in transition to advocacy. His expertise is in indirect taxation, direct taxation, company laws, economic laws, and cyber crimes. Sir has argued more than 2,000 matters before the Honorable Supreme Court, various high courts, special courts, and tribunals, and has been instrumental in securing numerous landmark judgments. He has served as a co-founder and managing partner of Ashwal Legal Advisories LLP, and as a founder and legal advisor of App and Company, Chartered Accountants. Sir has authored several books on GST and actively trained the professional students and departmental officials. He has an extensive academic background, including qualifications like FCA, LLM, PhD in GST, CF, PCM, DISA, MCP, and certification in cyber laws, forensic accounting, arbitration, and constitutional laws. He has pan-India presence with the offices in Surat, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Delhi, and is actively involved in mentoring the professional government officers and students pursuing CA, CS, and other law courses. He is also a music lover, a passionate singer, and a former cricket player. Welcome you, sir. I just want to update that right now we have 600 members in our session. And I would like to I would like to invite you for your session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Neetuji. It's going to be a mind swift, I would say, after the first session of my co-speaker, C.A. Pravinaji. And now we are going to deliberate upon how to draft replies to the notices and how to draft the appeals. That is the precise topic which is given to me, allotted to me. Now the issue is that within a period of 1 hour, it is almost impossible to touch upon the relevant aspects, or most of the aspects may be left out, but I'll try to touch upon the most relevant things. So I'll start with a very important and pertinent question that everybody has to address before starting replies to the show cause notice or before drafting the appeal. And the first is the purpose, that for what purpose the replies are required. And when we are aware to, or when we are in a position to determine or identify the purpose, we will be able to establish whether the replies are to be on merits or on technicalities. Because at times you will find when we are talking about a GST notice, there may be a technical flaw in the show cause notice, meaning thereby the jurisdiction is not there. If the jurisdiction is there, then the show cause notice has been issued under the wrong procedure. The procedure which is laid down in law has not been followed. So in all this stuff, the show cause notice is bound to be challenged. And therefore, these objections are supposed to be there at the reply stage to the show cause notice. Henceforth, the first, I would say, while replying to a show cause notice, first determine the purpose. And for determination of the purpose, you need to go through the show cause notice threadbare. And when I'm saying threadbare, by reading the show cause notice threadbare, each word of the show cause notice, you will come to know whether there are technical flaws in the show cause notice or whether it is to be replied on a merit. So therefore, two are the options, I would say. Number one, reply on technicalities, on the technical flaws in the show cause notice or the lack of procedures which are there in the show cause notice. Two, reply on merits. So kindly make sure that whenever we are there to reply to a show cause notice or when we are asked to reply to a show cause notice, we not only study that, but we are like aware and thorough with the procedures which are there in the law. For example, I'll give certain examples to make it clear. The first example is that Rule 142 has to be read with a note with the issuance of notice section, which is Section 73 or Section 74 of the CGST Act. Now, Rule 142, Sub-Rule 1 says that the proper officer shall serve along with the notices issued under various sections are there. It includes 73 or 74. A summary thereof informed DRCs electronically. Meaning thereby, a show cause notice has to be issued along with the summary show cause notice in form DRC 01, and DRC 01 has to be uploaded electronically. So therefore, if I've seen in many of the cases that DRC 01 is not being uploaded electronically, but it is served manually. So there is a procedure lapse. Procedure is not being followed. The procedure says it has to be uploaded electronically, which is not being done in the given instance. So therefore, you need to take that objection while replying to the show cause notice. You will have to be vocal about this, and you need to point out that as per Rule 142, the DRC 01 was served, or DRC 01 was supposed to be served along with the notice, a detailed notice, electronically. So if the DRC 01 is not served electronically, there is a procedural lapse from the department side, and therefore the objection has to be raised. The another example can be, the law says that DRC 01 and the show cause notice have to be served simultaneously. Both have to be served at tandem. It is not a case that first the show cause notice can be served and then DRC 01 can be served electronically. It has to be served at tandem, meaning thereby both have to be served together. If that is the case, for example, I'll give an example that the show cause notice was served to you on, let's say, on 30th of June being the last date, and DRC 01 is uploaded on 10th of July. As per me, it is not the procedure being followed, and therefore the DRC 01, which was supposed to be uploaded on 30th of June along with the show cause notice, is not uploaded on time, and therefore the show cause notice can be time barred. It can be alleged or it can be argued to be a time barred show cause notice. Third example can be that you will generally find that there are certain relied upon documents along with the show cause notice. Show cause notice is there. So what is the requirement of law? Requirement of law is there that show cause notice has to be served along with all the relied upon documents and along with the DRC01, which is to be uploaded electronically or which is to be served electronically. It means that the show cause notice is not set to be complete unless all the relied upon documents are served. I'm repeating, the show cause notice cannot be deemed to be served correctly or as per the procedure in law unless all the relied upon documents are served. So in my example, I'm reiterating my example again. The show cause notice is served to you on 30th June 2000, let's say 30th June 2020, 2023, whatever year is there, but that is the last date for service of the notice. And the relied upon documents are served to you, let's say on 5th of July, after 5 days. In this case, please bear in mind, the show cause notice will be set to be served on 5th of July, not on 30th of June. And therefore, you can very well take this argument that the show cause notice was served time barred. It was served to you beyond limitation because show cause notice was supposed to be served on 30th of June. Mere serving of show cause notice does not make any sense. Show cause notice has to be served in totality, meaning thereby show cause notice has to be served along with the relied upon documents. And therefore, if relied upon documents are served on 5th, show cause notice was served on 30th, it will be deemed to be served on 5th, not on 30th. And therefore, it will be time barred. So the point which I'm trying to canvass is that while replying to any notice, may that be a show cause notice, may that be a notice of cancellation, first look into the technicalities of that particular show cause notice or notice. If there are technical flaws, if there are jurisdictional flaws, if there are limitation errors, if there is a procedural lapse, kindly point out that at the outset. First, the objection has to be on the procedural part, on the technicalities, and then the objection or the reply has to be on merits. So, two bifurcations are there. One, technicalities, as I have already given you certain examples, and two, not the technicalities but on merits. So this is how we are supposed to deal with a show cause notice. I'll give another example which is important and relevant as for me, because relevant, why I'm saying relevant, reason being that we receive show cause notices and we directly jump into making a reply. So therefore, the another very important aspect I would say would be that please do not jump into replying to the show cause notice. Go and look into the nitty-gritties, the procedural aspects, the technicalities and everything, and then you start objecting to either technically or on merits. So therefore, the another example which I would like to give here would be that there is a requirement in law that whenever a notice has to be issued under section 73 or under section 74, there is a requirement of serving DRC01 capital A, which is a pre-intimation show cause notice. Now, if we see the background from 2017 when the law came, when GST law came, till the current time period, there is one change in the law, the amendment to Rule 142 Subrule 1 capital A, which says after 2020, the word shall, the earlier word was that whenever the proper officer is willing to serve notice under section 73 or 74, he shall serve an intimation in DRC01 capital A. Now the words are that he may serve. So therefore the departmental authorities are interpreting this that now this is an option which is given to them. So he may serve DRC01A or he may not serve DRC01A. And therefore now they are not issuing DRC01A in many of the cases. So please bear in mind that rules of interpretation or art of interpretation is also very important to understand a show cause notice and the procedure which is laid down in the law. Also appreciate that a rule or a procedure can never override the statutory provision. And therefore go back and read section 73 subsection 5 and also read section 74 subsection 5. When we read section 73 subsection 5, it says either on your own determination or ascertainment or on pointing out by the departmental authorities. If you pay tax and interest, the proceedings shall be dropped. So that is about 73. Then comes section 74. It says either on your own ascertainment or on being pointed out by the departmental authorities. If you make the payment of tax, interest, and 15% of penalty, the entire proceeding shall be dropped. Meaning thereby, section 74 levies and provides an option. I'll say levy a penalty and also provide an option of reduced penalty of 15% in case you discharge the tax along with the interest and along with 15% penalty before the issuance of show cause notice. Because immediately after the issuance of show cause notice, the minimum penalty would be 25%. So it will be 10% higher than the penalty which is leviable at the pre-show cause notice stage. And therefore, my limited understanding says that even after the substitution of word may for the word shall, I'm repeating, even after the substitution of word may for the word shall, still it is mandatory for the departmental authorities to issue DRC 01 capital A, more specifically in case of section 74. If it is section 73, I'll not go into much of the details because there is no penalty, there is no loss. So therefore, even after the show cause notice, if you pay tax and interest, you are out. But when it comes to section 74, if you are not given the intimation notice, then minimum penalty which is required to be paid would be 25%, which is not in accordance with law, because law says that a minimum penalty of 15% can also be paid. So therefore, intimation is extremely necessary, and DRC 01 capital A is still mandatory even after substitution of the word may for the word shall. And henceforth, please remember, while replying to the show cause notices, merits are important, but these nuances of the law or the procedure is more important. Because if the jurisdictional authority does not follow that procedure, you have to raise that objection. See, whether you are going to get the relief or not, whether the departmental authority is going to strike off the show cause notice and declared it time barred or declared without following the procedure is a different issue. But raising that particular objection is most important. So therefore, I would urge and request that every participant who is listening to me must make sure that the replies have to be drafted in two modes, or rather in two bifurcations. One would be the technical objections. The other one would be on merits. So if there is an allegation, let's say that the input tax credit availed and utilized by you are the credits which are from certain bogus suppliers. In that case, what you can do is you can very well reply on merits. You can place on record your documents, the movements, and all those documents which are supporting that you have really received the goods and it is not a bogus transaction or a sham transaction or only the fake invoicing. Whereas if you find that there are technical objections, if the jurisdiction is not there, one is not served, the show cause notices are not properly delivered to you, the relied upon documents, all those objections without fail. So this is how I would say that whenever you are making a reply to the show cause notice, all these situations, all these points have to be kept in mind, because this is something which is going to help you. Now, coming to that, when you are dealing with the replies, basically what you should take care of. So I would say that first and foremost requirement of any reply or any particular document which is supposed to be drafted by you would be that you kindly understand the purpose with which you are describing that particular document, or maybe you are drafting that reply. So therefore, number one, I would say, please pay attention to the reader of that particular document. Who is going to use it? Whether you are making a reply to a commissioner, you are making a reply to the court, you are making a reply to the assistant commissioner, who is the person before whom the reply is to be filed. So therefore, going to that particular level and understanding the requirement and his knowledge, experience, you need to frame your reply accordingly. The language of that reply has to be adopted. Why I am saying this again and again? The reason is that if we are not appreciating, if we are not considering to whom the replies are being made, the reply may fall back on us. I think Vishnuji is there. He want to say something.
No, sir. Avinash-ji, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Friends,
Welcome, sir.
thank you. Friends, we have today very eminent speaker and my very good friend, Avinash Poddar-ji, advocate and chartered accountant from Surat. I can say he's the master of the GST. When GST was launched in the year 2017, 1st July 2017, friends, he has written that time for the Western India Regional Council more than 10 books for benefit of our all the members, and he has delivered at that time from March to July almost more than 200 lecture in the Western region only, and almost every day I call to Avinash Bhai, Avinash Bhai, whether this today is the seminar and whether you will take or not. Friends, I tell to you, he has never say no, and every day, each and every day, he was available for our members, students, and not only members and students, but also department also. He has guided in the department people also in that time so many seminar conferences I have organized in the Western India Regional Council when I was the chairman in the year 2017. Friends, in the back of his library, we can see that all the books and most of the books has written by Avinash Poddar-ji himself. I visited in his office two, three times in the Surat, and I have seen that up to 2 o'clock night, from morning 10 to evening 4, he always at the High Court, and after 4 to 8 attended the client, and after 8 to around 12 o'clock night, he always written the books on the GST. Friends, this type of the personalities today we have with us, and from last two months, he's taking his appointment for this particular webinar, but today we have take his time. So thank you, Avinash Bhai, for giving your time to our members for benefit of our fraternity. So I will not stand between you because I am between of the lecture. So I again request to Avinash Bhai to way forward. Thank you, friends.
So we are highly privileged to have you with us. Avinash sir, I would like to introduce Sir Vishnu sir.
No, madam, no required introduction. Straight away, Avinash Bhai will speak.
Sir, actually,
Yes.
you don't need any introduction. Everybody knows you. But formally,
Yes.
I would like to introduce.
No, madam. It is waste of time. So we request Avinash Bhai to continue. Yes.
Thank you so much, Vishnuji. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, a lot of opportunity was given by Vishnuji when he was chairman, and we have jointly did more than 500 sessions, and those were the days when the days we enjoyed the most. Anyways, I was all about the technicalities and the merits I have already described, that whenever a show cause notice or any notice has to be handled or replied back, we have to handle from both the ends. Why I'm emphasizing more on the technicalities is, or why I'm emphasizing more on the merits is, the reason is that we all might be expert in our merits and the facts of the case. But most important is there is a concept of doctrine of acquiescence. So if something is to be said, it has to be said at the inception itself. We cannot choose not to be harsh or not to object. merely because the other officer or the adjudicating authority will feel bad. That is not our endeavor. That is not our duty. Our duty is to honestly defend our client. And therefore, if we are finding that anything is objectionable, a procedure has not been followed, or there is an error, there is a limitation problem, or the jurisdiction is not there, whatever is the merit or whatever is the technical flaw, it is our duty that we are supposed to point out that. After that, after this discussion of technicalities and merits, we were on the purpose with which the draft has to be prepared and the audience for which the draft has to be prepared. So therefore, while replying, so the aspect is that either we are making a reply to a show cause notice or any notice, or we are drafting an appeal. In both these things or both the drafts, we have to keep in mind the audience who is going to read it. If we are making for example, a draft for the tribunals, GST appellate tribunals, then it cannot be the way in which we are writing a reply to the show cause notice, because there is a protocol to be followed, there is a rule to be followed, there are prescribed formats which have to be adopted. Although both are quasi-judicial, the adjudicating authority as well as the appellate authority, both are quasi-judicial authorities. Even otherwise, we'll have to keep in mind that there are formats in which a reply has to be filed, in which an appeal has to be filed. So therefore, keeping the audience in mind is extremely, extremely important. And then the other point would be, then the other very important aspect can be that we have to be very precise. We have to be very precise, and there has to be a summary. We always must prepare a summary. We always must prepare a summary while drafting anything. A summary is something which is very, very important and required. So when you are preparing, let's say there are allegations in the show cause notice, or the order has been passed of which you are feeling aggrieved. So what you should do is jot down the technical or the procedural lapses which you want to challenge. Also jot down the points on merits. And then you prepare a summary that these are the allegations, this is my reply in brief. These are the allegations, this is my reply in brief. And for the detailed reply, for the evidences, the subsequent paragraphs may be seen. So therefore, if you are making a reply of, let's say, 50 pages, so all the departmental adjudicating authorities or appellate authorities may not be expected to read 50 pages. So for making their life easy and for making you presentable, you prepare a summary of all the allegations and the replies of the allegations. So that will help you and that will be more presentable. So this is another very important aspect that I wanted to touch upon, or rather force upon, would be that please articulate the core message and the purpose with which the reply is filed or the appeal is filed. That is something which is very important. And therefore, for articulating it properly, please prepare a summary of the allegations as well as your arguments in brief. So that would be the second thing which I would suggest. The first was you need to analyze and understand who is going to be the audience, if it is an adjudicating authority or it is an appellate authority, whether there is any format or there is no format. And accordingly, you need to adopt and draft your reply. Secondly, the content that you have to incorporate. You have to be very clear about that content, and therefore, you must be aware about the purpose of that particular reply or the appeal for which is being drafted. And considering the purpose, you have to prepare a summary. That summary must narrate the allegations or your submissions in brief or in precise manner, so that if only that is read, then the context is established and the person who is reading it may understand that this is the context with which it was written and this is how it has to be handled. Next is, please always bear in mind there can be a submission which is logically supported by evidence and reasonings. I'm repeating, there can be the submissions or the replies or maybe the appeals which is being drafted, which are logical, or there are reasons to support, there are evidence to support, there is a data to convince the adjudicating authority or the appellate authority. So use that persuasive techniques wherever there is a logical support or document available to you. There are certain replies which has to be on the emotional front, which can be on the emotional front, I would say. For example, a show cause notice was issued to you. You could not file a reply, and therefore the order was passed. Now, when the order is being passed and you are supposed to file an appeal, while drafting that appeal, you can also bring forth the emotional touch, because it is not only logical and analytical, which is requirement, but also there can be a requirement of emotional touch being given to the replies or to the drafts that are for show cause notice or maybe for the appeal. And when I say emotional, what does it mean? It means that, for example, the reason of not being able to reply to the show cause notice was that the health was of a family member was not well. They were suffering from a severe disease. They were suffering from, let's say, a disease which is incurable or which is very difficult, which is very mentally disturbing. So you can take the emotional background also, emotional support and touch also, wherein you can very clearly say that because of these reasons, the reply could not have been filed. So therefore, you should be given another opportunity, and there can be a remand back by the appellate authority. You can go to the court of law and you can say that it should be remanded back and you should be provided another opportunity to make your submissions good, because earlier you could not make the submissions on this emotional or in these grounds. Then comes the ethical approach. When I say ethical approach, which is extremely important, because you are also supposed, because if there are allegations that you have not purchased the goods, it is merely the invoices on which you have availed the credit. So that means he is questioning the credibility. He is questioning the integrity of the person who is availing the credit. And therefore, it is extremely important in your draft that please point out the ethical credibility of yours. Point out that you are not an unethical person. It is not a case that you are in a regular business of availing bogus input tax credits or any such hanky-panky business. So therefore, you must very well try to establish the credibility or define the character of your client while drafting a reply or the appeal, because that as per me is more important than anything else. Because first you need to establish the character, to define the character and the credibility. Once that is done, things will become easy. But if that is not done, then things will always be difficult. Just give me 1 second. So now moving ahead, till now we have discussed 3 very important aspects. One was that to analyze the audience. 2 was while drafting, the purpose has to be very clear, the language has to be very clear, and it has to be by way of summaries, that there has to be summaries of allegations as well as your precise replies. And third, we have discussed that the techniques which needs to be adopted in drafting. One is that very logically you should go. Reasoning, you have to give evidences, the documents, the data which is there to convince the other side that you are genuine. All those things have to be placed on record. Second, where there are some reasons because of which you could not participate in the show cause notice or maybe at any stage, at the summon stage or anything, because of the, let's say, health issues, because of the medical issues in the family, or maybe to you yourself or to the proprietor or to your client, whosoever he may be, that also needs to be pointed out along with the supporting documents. Merely saying that I was not well will not make it good. You have to support that along with your documents. And the documents can be anything. It can be a medical certificate supported by the reports. or any particular document that you as a vice person can accept that in case you are the quasi judicial authority or the departmental authorities, you get convinced looking into those documents. So same documents can be provided. And third is the ethical thing, that you have to establish the credibility. You have to establish the credibility of yourself, your client, that he is not an habitual offender. He is a person who is stuck or who has been credible person. So that credibility needs to be established in your reply in the draft. Further, then I would say that any reply or any draft, unless the allegations are answered and those answers are supported by the arguments with documentations, it will not make any sense. So therefore, each allegation which you are rebuting, which you are reverting upon, which you are challenging, which you are objecting, must be not only by words alone, it has to be supported by documents, it has to be supported by proper evidences. If you are able to provide the evidences and documents, then the case will be or may tilt in your favor, otherwise it may go against us. So therefore, the evidences are extremely important. Now, when it comes to evidence, what does it mean? Self-made evidences, for example, invoices, copy of invoices and all that, that is certainly required. If you have provided, let's say, if you are supplying to someone, if you are purchasing from someone on which the ITC is claimed, then all those documents, your purchase invoice, your delivery challan, your transportation document, e-way bill, all those documents are certainly required, no question about it. But what is more important is, or rather I would say most important is, the third party confirmations, that you must have the documents which are provided, which are generated by third party. And that can be the toll plaza receipts, or maybe the nowadays FASTag is there. So there can be FASTag reports, which will say that, look, from Bombay to Gujarat, the goods have moved and these are the evidences. So those are the third party generated invoices, which are more credible. And therefore, you must accompany or you must attach those documents also, which increases the credibility, and which are the documents not generated by you or your supplier, but are the documents which are generated by a third person, maybe a transporter, maybe the FASTag report, the toll charge plaza person. That is something which is adding value to your reply, and it will become more convincing, more reliable, and at the same time more credible. So that is to be in support. So I'll again say, replying on merits or challenging the show cause notice or any notice is okay, but making your case in your favor requires not only the allegation to be reverted back, not only the documents to be attached, but credible documents to be attached. And credibility is always there when a document is there which is generated by a third party. That is also very important. If it is generated by you, then the officer may say, "Ye to aap khud hi bana ke le gaya hai. This may not be reliable," or the departmental authorities may say that we will not rely on this. So therefore, that is something which may not help us. Now, after understanding all this, I'll say the another question which generally is being asked to me, wherever I am delivering a session or deliberating upon how to draft, basically, what is the style in which the draft has to be prepared. See, we are not here to discuss on merits. We are here to discuss on the technicalities of drafting. So one very pertinent and common question which is being raised to me is, what should be the language in which the draft should be prepared, or a reply should be prepared, or an appeal should be prepared? Are we supposed to use legal jargons? Are we supposed to use the Latin maxims? Are we supposed to use a complicated legal language? Or is there any other way in which we can draft a reply to the show cause or draft an appeal? I always answer that the language has to be as simple as possible. Please do not harp upon the language, the complexity, the legal jargons, the case laws, or the Latin maxims. Please do not harp upon that. You are the best person to analyze the facts of your matter, the possible outcome on the basis of the merits of your case. So try to defend the allegations on the basis of merits and possibilities of your case, not depending on the Latin maxims or legal jargons. So therefore, please be as simple as possible so far as language is concerned, so that the audience or the person who is going to use it or read it can understand. If you want to use legal maxims or Latin words or maybe the case laws, nobody stops you. But first, your representation has to be in very simple language, which is easy to understand and very easy to digest. So that will help you to build your case, and then you can support with the case laws or whatever legal jargons or Latin maxims you want to use. Otherwise, the presentation has to be in extremely simple words. Now, last but not the least, I'll try to touch upon the presentation part, that how your reply should be presented before the authorities. I would say we'll start with brief facts first. We'll write the brief facts of that particular matter. Then we'll say what are the disputed questions or what are the disputed issues arising from this particular show cause notice or from this particular order which is going to be appealed against. So the second layer can be the allegations or the disputes. The third portion can be replying to each of the allegation in precise, which is a summary, or I would say executive summary of the entire issue or the entire show cause. Then thereafter, once you are clear on the facts, once you narrate the allegations, and once you are showing the replies on the face value or maybe in the precise way, thereafter you can say detailed observations and replies, and then you can start one by one each allegation with replies. Replies has to be very clear. Bullet points, use as much as bullet points. Do not use the large paragraphs or huge paragraphs. That will create lack of interest in the reader. So use bullet points. Then please corroborate that replies or the submissions which you are making in order to defend your client along with the necessary and relevant documents. Not only relevant documents, but evidences and the supportings. If possible, place on record certain documents which corroborate the issue or your submission with the third party document. As I've stated, the FASTag records or anything of that sort. So that is also very important. So that can be the fourth part wherein you can go for the detailed. And then you have to make sure, because there is a provision in law which is section 75 subsection 4, which says that if there is an allegation, you make a reply to that allegation, then there is a concept which is said to be the option of personal hearing. Now, please don't get confused between the principles of natural justice and the opportunity of personal hearing. Principles of natural justice has nothing to do with the personal hearing. Principle of natural justice gets complied the moment you file a reply or the moment a show cause notice is served to you. But If you are opting, because there is a specific provision in law that before taking any adverse call, before taking any or passing any adverse order, the departmental authority is bound to give you a personal hearing. So therefore, the provision of section 75, subsection 4 must be there after your submissions, wherein you have to rely upon, you have to say that all the allegations or all the things have been narrated. This is, I'm talking about the reply to show cause note for the appeals. So therefore, if your good self is satisfied, kindly drop the proceedings. If not satisfied and is contemplating to pass an adverse order, kindly provide me an opportunity of personal hearing. Then quote section 75 subsection 4. So this is the fifth portion of how you should go about it. And the last would be the prayers. Then you make your prayers that drop the proceedings, give me personal hearing, or whatsoever prayers you want to make. So this is how a reply to the show cause notice has to be prepared. Appeals have already stated that if there is any format, please adopt that format, please follow that protocol. Then the statement of objects and the grounds of appeal are concerned. So draft according to, because statement of objects will generally carry the facts of the matter and grounds would be carrying the merits of the matter. So how you are drafting your replies. So therefore, when it comes to main grounds, so this was the outline in which has to be followed in any reply or any appeal. This is how it has to be followed. Facts, allegations or the disputes or the issues, then the replies in the nutshell or the summary, executive summary, then thereafter detailed reply along with the documents, along with the evidences and everything, supported by logical, emotional or ethical approach, whatever you want to do. Thereafter, the prayer that if the adverse order is to be passed, you have to be given a personal hearing opportunity. And last but not the least, the prayer. Similarly, in the appeals also, in the appeals, only one thing would be 75.4 will not be there. There will be a specific section. So section 107 or 112, there are subsections which says that opportunity of personal hearing has to be given for deciding this appeal. So follow that. So this is the structure. Now, because the time is less, I'll try to just point out 3-4 points, which is another relevant, is extremely relevant when it comes to reply. As I've already stated, that while making a reply, please do consider the technical laws and the merits. So therefore, grounds on jurisdiction is something which is very important. I'll say how. I've seen many show cause notices wherein they are saying that in DRC 2A or DRC 2A, there is a credit of 1 crore rupees which is being reflected. Which is not the good credit, or the credit or the supplier thereof is found to be non-existent person. Therefore, reverse this 1 crore rupees credit. The fact is, I'm giving this example, the fact is that out of that 1 crore, I have not availed any single amount. I have not taken any credit in 3B. Question arises, can they issue a show cause notice saying merely that the credit is reflecting in GSTR 2A, irrespective of the fact that you have availed the credit or not, the reversal would be required? The answer is no. It is not required. Reason being, I will be able to, or I will be asked to reverse something which I have claimed. If I have not claimed something, where is the question of reversal? So therefore, the entire show cause notice dependent upon GSTR 2 capital A, without looking into my GSTR 3B or the credit which I have already availed, can be said to be a show cause notice absolutely without jurisdiction. Because when we read section 73 or section 74, it says input tax credit wrongly availed or utilized. If I have not availed, where is the question of reversal and where is the question of notice under section 73 or 74? So therefore, please bear in mind that jurisdiction is extremely, extremely important. So this was one example wherein the law does not give jurisdiction. The second example can be the territorial jurisdiction. A person is sitting in Bombay. He cannot issue a show cause notice to the person who is sitting in Gujarat. He cannot do that unless he is a DGI. So DGGI has the all India jurisdiction. Otherwise, every commissionerate has a limited jurisdiction. So if they go out of that jurisdiction and do something which is not permissible in law, that will be without jurisdiction. So to that extent, you can challenge the jurisdiction part. Then second thing I've already touched upon, the limitation. Please bear in mind that limitation is very important aspect. So whenever you analyze a show cause, also analyze the limitation. And limitation can be challenged on multiple grounds. I have given one example. If the RUDs are not served on time, then also it is out of limitation. So you can very well challenge that also. Now, after this, the another very important thing that I would suggest everybody would be that objectivity has to come out from your reply or your appeal. So when you are preparing the executive summary of your reply or the appeal, also present it objectively. When I say objectively, what is your objective out of it? You are challenging what? Whether you are challenging the entire allegations, or you are challenging the limitation, or you are challenging the jurisdictional issue, or you are challenging the procedural lapse. When I say procedural, I've said this procedural lapse term again and again. Please, you can note down one particular judgment which I follow very strongly, and that is the judgment of Nazir Ahmed versus King Emperor. This is a judgment of Privy Council 1936. In this judgment, the ratio which is laid down and which is followed till today is that if a procedure is laid down in law, the departmental authorities are bound to follow the law. So if you find that there is a procedural lapse by the authority, you have to point out that. You have to point out that very, very clearly. And because the time is running out, I'll just try to complete in 2 minutes so that we can have some questions, if any. Now, when I said, I have already stated, I'll once again reiterate. 1, first and foremost, you should start with brief facts. 2, you have to mention the allegations or the dispute or the issue in that particular document that you are addressing. If it is show cause, then the issues in the show cause. If it is appeal, then the issues in the order. 3, how you are addressing those allegations or those issues in brief. So, synopsis of your submissions. 4, detailed submissions along with evidences that you are trying to corroborate these submissions with. So that is 4. 5 is prayers and prayer for personal hearing. Because most of the times I have seen that we reply on merits very, very clearly and very strongly. But when it comes to technicalities or when it comes to the prayer of personal hearing, that is missing. So it should not be missed at any point in time. You have to ask for the personal hearing to be given to you in case the submissions made by you are not upheld or are not appreciated by the authorities. So if they are willing to pass an adverse order, they are bound to give you a personal hearing. That is something which has to be followed in true letter and spirit. Please add this paragraph without fail. And last is prayer. And therefore, prayer is very important. And I'll specify some of the things. Prayer is something which is very, very crucial. All those who are watching cricket or any sports must appreciate that unless we appeal, we do not get the relief. Meaning thereby, unless we shout out, the umpire will not give out. He is not bound to give you out. If the batsman moves on his own, then that's a different issue. Otherwise, the bowler has to appeal. Similarly, specification or specificity is the key. The prayer must be extremely, extremely clear and unambiguous. There should not be any scope of confusion. If there is any scope of confusion, what you are asking for, what relief you are looking forward for, will become difficult to understand by the authorities. And therefore, on that basis itself, they may pass an adverse order. They may pass something which is not in accordance with your submission. So therefore, the prayer must be very clear. If you want this, then you want this. It has to be specific, and the specificity is the key. The opposite side, your reply should be so clear and unambiguous that the opposite side, if they want to argue against the relief which you are seeking, they must be in a position to understand the relief that you are seeking and argue against that. If that is not coming out, then in future it will say that the prayers were ambiguous and therefore we could not file the reply, and it will unnecessarily waste a lot of time. And another very important thing, you are mentioning in your submission, let's say 5 points, and the prayer is with respect to the 6th point, which has not been in the grounds of appeal or in the submissions. That should be avoided. So meaning thereby the prayer must be directly in sync with the submissions made or in sync with the arguments done in the grounds of appeal. So you are not supposed to pray something which you have not substantiated in your submissions. Whatever you have substantiated, only plead for or only pray for those reliefs. That is something which is very important. And last but not the least, that whenever you are making a prayer, the prayer has to be so specific that the relief that you are seeking must come out while reading it apparently. They need not, or they are not supposed to go into the detail to understand what you are praying for. So prayer has to be very specific. Prayer has to be with objectivity. The prayer has to be in such a way that the opposite side or the other side should be in a position to counter that prayer properly at the inception, at the threshold itself. And last but not the least, the prayer must be drafted very, very clearly, and there should not be any scope of any ambiguity in the draft of the prayer. And therefore, the relief which you are seeking must be extremely, extremely clearly spelled out. So this was my endeavor today. There are many other things that I wanted to touch upon, but because of the paucity of time, I have refrained to do that. So what I've tried to do today is that I've tried to just give you an outline of how the reply should be drafted or how the appeal should be drafted, what will be the outline, how we can make it more presentable. At the same time, I have also tried to address the common query that what should be the way and manner or the language in which the replies has to be drafted or the appeal should be drafted. Is it the requirement of the draftsman that he must be perfect, he must be legal illuminary, or a simple language can be used? With this, I'm extremely, extremely thankful to the committee for giving me this opportunity of sharing my views. I'm extremely thankful to Neetu for introducing me so well. And last but not the least, I'm thankful to my co-speaker, and at the same time, I'm thankful to Vishnuji for giving me this opportunity of sharing my views. Had it been a more time, then I would have been in detail. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
If any queries are there, I'll be more than happy to.
Yes, sir. We have received some queries from our members. If you have some time, then can we go for it?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So the
Yes,
thing
please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. If we have received any SCN by way of mail only, then what to do with this kind of notices?
Section 169 of the GST Act, it gives the modes in which the notice can be served or the orders can be served. Out of the 6 modes, there is one mode of mails also. So therefore, if notice is being served by way of mail, it is a valid service. I'll not dispute that. But DRC01, which is a summary of the show cause notice, has to be served electronically, meaning thereby it has to be uploaded on the portal. So if it is not uploaded on the portal, then you have to take the objection. If it is uploaded on the portal and the show cause notice is served by way of mail, then there is no problem.
And if it is not uploaded on the portal, then how to file a reply, either offline or online?
No, that has to be filed online only or by way of mail only, because if you have received by way of mail, then you will have to reply by way of mail.
Reply by mail.
But unfortunately, that will be a procedural lapse, and therefore I've already stated that you have to point out that procedural lapse. You please point out that the rule 142 sub-rule 1 is not being followed. DRC01 was supposed to be uploaded electronically, which has not been done.
Okay. And so when the appeal is filed, what about that demand? If it is automatically stayed, or we need to file any other document for staying that amount of demand?
No, once we proceed for an appeal and we pay 10% of the pre-deposit. So if we read section 107 subsection 6 and then thereafter subsection 7, it clearly says that if we are complying with the provisions of subsection 6 of section 107 and paying the pre-deposit in accordance with that, then whatever is the recovery of the balance amount gets stayed automatically. So there is no other document to be filed.
Okay. How to prove that order is not received and the recovery notice is received, and no any other document is received in that chain, like inquiry letter, SCN? Directly we have received that demand.
I got the point. The point is that directly recovery has been initiated and you have not received show cause notice. There is no correspondence and you have not received the order also.
Yes.
And directly the recovery notice is there, and now they are willing to recover, or they have already attached your bank account. See, what I would like to submit here would be that if the email ID is wrongly given or the address is wrong and they have tried to serve and which is not being served because of these wrong addresses and all, then things will be difficult. Otherwise, we can very well justify that the show cause notice was not served properly or the order was not served. Because at times it happens that they upload only on the portal and my registration is cancelled or I'm not into the business. And for prior time or prior period, they are uploading the notice as well as the order and everything past ex parte. Then in that case, you have a valid defense. You can go to the writ court or file an appeal today saying that the recovery cannot be done because I was never aware. So I got the awareness today. So therefore, it will be presumed that the order is communicated to me today. And from today, I have 3 months time for filing appeal. Then file an appeal or go to the writ court, challenge this order, the recovery proceedings and everything before the court. Court will immediately grant you a relief, grant you a stay, or maybe quash the order and send you back to the show cause notice stage.
Okay. And if the account is attached directly for recovery of demand, then in such case, what would be the remedies available?
So issue is that at what stage the account is attached. If it is attached at the stage of inquiry or at the stage of show cause, then it has to be under section 83 of the law. So that will be a provisional attachment. So for provisional attachment, there is a requirement of a subjective satisfaction note. Go into the subjective satisfaction note, file a letter and objection in rule 159 sub-rule 5, appear before the commissioner, and then try to justify that the attachment is bad in law. Attachment is not required to be done. Had it not been a case and the recovery is being done under section 79, meaning thereby after passing of the order, then in that case, the only option that will remain would be that you go to the court or maybe file an appeal with payment of 10% pre-deposit, then the bank account has to be released. If you file an appeal, then the bank account has to be released. If do not file an appeal, the other option can be go to the writ court, challenge the order or get it restored.
Okay.
उनसे बात करके नमस्ते रितु, how are you?
All well, sir. Welcome, sir. Now we have our chairman, sir, with us. Praveen, sir, we would like to introduce, Avinash, sir, we would like to introduce our chairman, sir. Good evening, Satish, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji is presently serving as the chairman of the Continuing Professional Committee, which is CP Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. In addition to this role, he is also the chairman of UDN Directorate and vice chairman of the committee for the members in practice for the current term. Sir has previously served as a Central Council member of ICAI from 2019 to 22, during which he held the key positions, which is chairman of CSR committee, vice chairman of direct tax committee, vice chairman of professional development committee, and vice chairman of committee on management accounting. He is a distinguished figure in professional community. He is also served as the president of Rajasthan Tax Consultant Association, a tax body for remarkable decades 2013 to 2023. In the past, Sir has held the position of chairman of the Jaipur branch of Central India Regional Council of ICAI during which the branch was honored with the Excellent Branch Award by CIRC, recognizing outstanding performances under his leadership. Satish Gupta ji has been the recipient of several prestigious accolades, including Best Member of the Year 2004 by the RTCA, Yuva Pratibha Samman, recognizing his contribution and excellence as a young professional in 2002. Sir is a speaker, a writer, he has authored numerous papers and delivered insightful lectures at various seminars, RRCs, and webinars. His area of practice, his expertise includes the income tax assessment, reassessment, search and surveys under direct taxes, soft skill and personal development topics such as goal setting and career planning. With a deep commitment to the knowledge dissemination and a professional development, CA Satish Kumar Gupta ji continues to inspire and empower the professionals across the country.
Thank you, Neetu. Thank you, Neetu. And let me stop you. Thanks a lot for such a wonderful but big introduction. I would like to thank Avinash sir. I have heard about a very good words about him. He is a role model for several GST practitioners. So, sir, welcome to this particular webinar. And welcome to Madam Oswal for such a nice deliberations. I listened for some time on the MSME part. And sir, Avinash sir, to we know very well. And Ajit Bhai and Neetu ji and team CP and team Tech. Friends, I'm sorry that I could not join at 4 p.m. because of we are having a very big AI summit in Jaipur on 22nd and 23rd of August. And there are several works which were to be completed by today by 5 p.m. So I could not join. I feel extremely sorry. And I would take care in future because I love to join this particular webinar which is very close to my heart because we have expanded this webinar, sir. We have expanded from 1 day to 2 days. Now we are conducting it on Wednesday and Friday. And we are inviting not only the experts of the GST or expert of the income tax or the experts on several other conventional topics. We are requesting the MSME part, as Madam Praveena Oswalji was there. We are requesting the foreign chartered accountants who are discussing the opportunities for the profession in their respective countries. We are inviting the industry experts who are discussing here the opportunities in their respective industry. We are also inviting the experts on the government schemes. So we are working a lot through these webinars to reach the last member, to provide them quality speakers, quality material. And as of now, we are also working give some new things as discussed in the yesterday's meeting of the CP committee. We are working at how we can handle the members of the profession, especially of the Mofussil area. So we are working a lot. I wanted to speak several things, but I know that this is the time when everything is over. And we are already crossed the 6 p.m. mark. So I would not take much of the time of yours and much of time of the viewers. And I would like to place my hearty gratitude to Avinash sir for sparing the time out of his court business in the court. I know that he's very busy and he is always very tough to find him in the webinars. And thank you, Praveena ma'am, for sparing your valuable time for our viewers. And thanks a lot to Neetu Khandelwal ji from Kota, who spared her valuable 2 hours. I have seen her working in her office. She is a very busy practitioner and have very little time to spare. But thank you very much, Neetu, for giving 2 hours to the profession. And thank you, Ajit Bhai. Thank you, Team CP. Thank you, Tech Support Team, for giving us that particular time and the momentum. And thank you, my dear viewers who are attending these webinars in a very large number. And I promise you that committee is at your service. Please come forward if you want to speak in the webinars of the CP committee. Send your name, send your 2-minute recording so we can take a decision and we can invite you in the webinars. We also want that if you want to speak in our physical program, to kindly let us know so we can make it available to you. So it is all open to you because we want to give opportunity for the members of the profession. So don't want to take much of your time. Thanks from the heart Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Over the Neetu for concluding the session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our eminent speaker, to our chairman, sir, to our vice chairman, sir. And most, we would like to thank to our members of today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, both the faculties and Neetu ma'am. Thank you. Sure, we can end it here.